And welcome to Herning Pulling Arena in Denmark for day 2 of Eurocup tractor pulling, where there are 3 more Eurocup classes. On now to the 0.95 tonne modifieds. It's a very competitive class dominated by the Dutch, with Lambada the 6th hoping to make it 9 victories in 10 years, with Let's Try in 2nd place. But we start with the Danish tractors, beginning with Boss, with Bjarne Sorensen, who comes from Ejby on Fyn, and he starts the ball rolling. He's changed the start and checked everything, so he's hoping to do well. And that's a useful run from him. 83.53 for Boss. That's a Rover Meteor tank engine that powers Ghost. Easing forward on the throttle. He's had a troubled season so far. But I'm sure he'll be happy with that run. 81.83 the distance. He says, well, it was not good enough, but it couldn't be better today. So we're happy with that. As we move on with first choice and Torben Madsen from Lem. It's a Chevy 526, and he's in his 2nd year of pulling. And he also gets into the 80s. 80.85 for first choice. Now from Germany, this is Hothead the 3rd with 26-year-old Daniel Baumer, leading in the German Championships, 3rd in the Eurocup. Comes from Munster. He's an electrical engineer. Opening up his Chevy 540. Oh, and then running into problems. Not what he was hoping for. Only 42.73, and that won't give him many Eurocup points. Another big crowd today, and they say it will be another hot day. Good for the sale of cold drinks. Now from Britain, this is the Gambler with Andy Miller. He'll be 45 next week. He's a product manager at Valtra, and it's a Chevy 461 with an 871 supercharger, but trickling to a stop before the halfway line. 42.24 for the Gambler.
What have you got there?
We're slow about off the supercharger. Yeah, like I say, we just put a new motor in that one, and we was running it a little bit rich, because if you run them a little bit rich, it just looks after them for the first run. So we was just a bit too rich, so it broke it on the first 50 metres. So that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, this is Enterprise with Eric O'Donovan from Tipperary in Ireland, although he's lived in Denmark for many years. Chevy 562, 1500 horsepower. And it looks like Eric has the luck of the Irish, and he is over for a full pull. And the most important thing is he's in the final. On now to Wild Toy with Erik Lauritsen from Spjald. It's a Keith Black engine which has taken him to the lead in the Danish Championships, and it looks like he means business. Making it so easy, and over for a full pull as well. He's just won the Nordic Championships, so he's full of confidence. Here it is from the side. And he'll need plenty of that in the final, where there are a total of 9 competitors, 6 from Holland, 1 from England, and Wild Toy and Enterprise from Denmark. And it's the Danes who have to pull first. And I expect Eric O'Donovan is happy with that, so it's out the way and he can then watch the others. It's a much heavier sledge setting. He's slowing now and making about 70 meters. He says, well, it was okay. It went very quickly before the start. Bit of panic, but I couldn't do anything more. 72.6 the distance for Enterprise. Well, Wild Toy is up next. Good practice for Johan Lauritsen, who feels he's lacking this sort of international experience. He's looked very confident today. And this is a very good pull. He says, well, it was a hard gearing on the sledge, but it should be in this competition, but I'm very pleased with the pull. And 87.79 will have given the other finalists something to think about. This is Little Rascal. It's a Keith Black Stage 6, which is new this year, and he's running with a new set of tyres from Steam Dam. He says to himself, right, let's do it. And 87.79 is the distance Hans Gronheider has to beat. He's having to brake correct a lot. That will have slowed him. And he's well behind Wild Toy. 80.32 for Little Rascal. Now this is the leader in the Dutch Championships, René's Mission Impossible. And René is the director of a steel plate laser cutting company. He's got a 27-litre Allison V12 with a supercharger, and that will give him about 2,000 horsepower. A bit unbalanced there. And that 2,000 horses wasn't enough today. He's thinking to himself, what did I do wrong? Lots of wheel spin, but he went nowhere fast. 71.06 for Mission Impossible. And he's studying Crazy Rascal down at the start. Maybe he wants to see if Martin Westhoff is ready. Here's Keith Black, stage 6 certainly is. This is the second mini in the Rascal team. And he's not exactly taking a straight line. All over the place, in fact. And you can see from our end camera. First one way. Then the other. Braking a lot. Costing distance. 67.7 for Crazy Rascal. Now, Dirk Veenstra has always been an entertainer. His machine used to be called Landy. Now it's no fire, no fun. And there you can see how he gets its name. It's a turbo mecha from a French helicopter. Not really getting enough speed and paying the price. Shakes his head. 62.87 for No Fire, No Fun from Holland. Moving over to England. This is the dealer with a hopeful Mark Pacey at the wheel. Mark's 44 and in road haulage with his base in Northampton. Doesn't hang around. Hard down on the throttle lever. You can see the marker flag, but there's nothing he can do about it. Coming up about 10 metres short. 76.68 for the Gambler. So just 2 more to pull and Wild Toy is still in the lead. And if it stays that way, what a fantastic result that will be for Johan Lauritsen. Just before the European Championships in Brunner in Norway. This is another Dutch challenger. Oscar van der Wiene and Let's Try. Currently 3rd in the Holland and 2nd in the Eurocup. He's a truck mechanic by trade, and he's got a Chevy 572 to give him the power. Drifting to his left, bringing it back online, and that lost him a lot of speed. Not a good run from Let's Try, just 74.25. Bettina, Karina and Patricia are our kiss misses today. They'll soon be busy because there's just one more to pull, and it's the Eurocup leader, Lambada the 6, with 30-year-old Gert Dingerink in the driving seat. He has his own car sales company in Zwolle, and he'd like to win today like his brother did yesterday. He's got a Keith Black stage 10. But it's not a smooth run, hopping and bouncing around, and ending well short of the marker flag. Lambada has won the Eurocup for the last 5 years and he'll probably win it again this year. But Gert is not used to getting beaten as we check out the result. Wild Toy beats them all, with Little Rascal taking 2nd place and Lambada 3rd. But in the points table, Lambada has a 10-point lead going into the final Eurocup event at Great Eccleston in the north of England.
Yes, I think I get the really good grips, and I try to giving a little bit more power from the beginning, and I feel the speed now, so it's getting a little bit more fun.
Moving on now to the 3.5 tonne superstocks, where the Dutch are again very dominating, with many times European champion Willem Veldhuizen sitting on a comfortable 10-point lead with Magcal Bits and Pieces. And it's Blue Power with Niels Damgaard who begins the class. Most of the top tractors in this class are alky burners. Niels one of the few who's remained with diesel. And that was an okay pull from the veteran from Aulum, but well short of a full pull. 80.44 from Blue Power. It's even hotter today than yesterday, but nobody's complaining. Now from Voynes, this is Jan Droer with Giddy Up Go. Ford Power Star from 2007. And Giddy Up Go seems to be going to his left. Nice bit of braking. And he'll have to accept a distance of about 70 metres, or 69.78 for Giddy Up Go. The last of the Danish tractors in this class is Hobo with Henrik Iversen behind the wheel. Now this season he's let his son Stefan drive, but not today. The main man is in charge. The team come from Lynn, just a stone's throw from here. They converted Hobo into an alky burner, but since then they've had a string of problems. But they did win the Nordic Championships early in July. Oh dear, and that looks expensive for Hobo. He said, well, we damaged the tractor in Holland because it was a very bad track. We tried to repair it, but it didn't last the distance, unfortunately. So we broke the engine. This is what it looked like from the sledge driver's point of view. Quite a few Swedes here today to support the couple of Danish tractors here. And the commentator Harold is giving them some encouragement before the next pull, which is Sylvia with 55-year-old Reinhard Steffensen driving. Comes from Halmstad. It's a New Holland T6285 with 4 turbos. Seems to be going well. Oh, spoke too soon. Probably one of the turbos have broken. And his distance 87.91 for Sylvia. Now from Scotland, this is Billy Walker and Judgment Deer. Comes from Aberdeenshire and is planning a new engine for next year. He told us that so far it's been very reliable. Oh dear. Ah, yes. 40.01 for Judgment Deer, and it doesn't look too good for the Scot. Maybe he'll need that engine sooner.
What did you say to me? How reliable is this tractor? Touch wood, it was very reliable. Unfortunately, he took the words out of my mouth. I think that's a broken crank, I think.
And here's the repeat from the sledge camera. Oh dear. But there were some full pulls. How about this one from Hydrostrop Bits and Pieces? It's the second of the Bits and Pieces team, 7 times European champions, and they've won the Eurocup 11 times, so they are at the top of the tree. It's 38-year-old Edwin Dirksen behind the wheel. And that is what they call putting it out the end. An impressive full pull. Looks just as good from the sledge camera. Well, there were a total of 6 full pulls. 4 of them were from Holland and 2 from England. This is Zijnstra Well Done Deer. Shaw Zijnstra has his own company with a workforce of 70. And he celebrated his birthday 3 days ago, and a place on the podium would be a nice birthday present. Slipping the clutch and away he goes. Perfect pulling position. straight down the middle, and the distance for Well Done Deer is 82.45. The European Championships are at Brunn near Stavanger in Norway on the 6th and 7th of September. First time in Norway, bound to be good. Maybe we'll also see this one here. It's the turn of Peter Clark, the English farmer, with red fever. Many years of friendly rivalry between him and Willem Veldhuizen, so he'd love to take the top spot today. He looks across, raises his arm, so Red Fever has taken the lead, 85.17 to the Brit. And now it's all down to Magcal Bits and Pieces. Can the 50-year-old Dutchman raise his game? Well, he loves a challenge, and this is a perfect track to prove he's still the man to beat. Powering down the track. He looks across at the flag. He knows he's done it. Then a belch of flames from the exhaust stacks as he shuts down. 87.08 is the distance for the Dutchman. In the pulling world, there's a constant battle to stay on top. The John Deeres are green, the Case Internationals are red, and the New Hollands are blue. With 3 more to pull, the Greens are in the lead, but maybe Zappo will change that. Benny Harmeling from Holland. He's well balanced, keeping it straight, but a little short. Yes, 6 meters behind Bits and Pieces, 81.51 for the New Holland, Zappo. Now it's our second chance to see Hydra stock Bits and Pieces. Edwin Dirksen needs 87.09 to take the lead, or 82.46 to get a place on the podium.
Lead one.
But he's 3 centimeters longer than Zappo, 81.54, so that puts him in 4th place with 1 more to pull. And that one is a red one, Peter Clark's second tractor, Red Alert with Jeff Ashcroft in charge. But in 1999 and 2002 they did win the Eurocup with Red Alert. Oh dear, that was over almost before it started. And last place in the pull-off for Red Alert with 22.75. And here's the final result. A green sandwich, 2 John Deeres with a Case International in the middle. And in the points table, Bits and Pieces has an 18-point lead with 1 more event to come in Holland.
Yes, I was very happy, very pleased to what the Danish people did yesterday and today, and yeah, they should get a big applause, and the guys from the sled as well, and the organization. It's a well done event, very nice.
And here's his winning run again. Now we move on to the final event, where there is a chance of another Danish victory. It's the 2.5 tonne modifieds, and as you can see, Black Power has a 14-point lead from La Coiffure, but anything can happen in this sport. Well, we begin with the Danish tractors. This is Dingo, driven by 60-year-old Finn Larsen from Sengløse on Sjælland. Always makes me smile when I see Dingo on the track. Well, nowhere near a full pull, but at least it stayed together. 82.48 for Dingo. That's Søren Jacobsen from Scan and Volsum Volvo. The Rolls-Royce Griffon V12, 4,000 horsepower, and Søren's really giving it all he's got. But it's not enough. 96.73 for Volsum Volvo. Dressing up to keep cool as we look at Ghost and Kim Schultz. It's a Rover Meteor tank engine. Oh, and it's finished for today. 0.53 for Kim. Now from Germany, this is 53-year-old Gunter Bowles with Eisertoft II. two Isotov DV3s. Gunter comes from Bielefeld in Munster, bouncing around there in the middle of the run. And that was just a bit short of 90 meters. A distance of 89.32 for the German. Wild Thing from Sweden won the Eurocup in 2002, but that was as a mini. Since then, Stefan Cromwell has traded up and now has this modified with two Keith Blacks. Best result in this competition was second place at Bernay in France. Oh, he's drifting dangerously close to his left. Can he keep it in? I think he shut down to avoid disqualification. 79.29 for Wild Thing.
We came onto the left side and that side was not so good, so we kind of dropped right down and then lost the grip on one of the tires. So not so good.
Black Gold used to be a tough challenger in this class, but Ashley Middleton from Great Britain rebuilt the tractor and has had a host of problems with his Allison V12. He's turned over the driving to Peter Wilkins. Let's see what Peter can do. Quite smooth to the halfway point, but then getting a little unbalanced. And that's another hopeful, not making the 90-meter mark. 89 meters exactly for Black Gold. This is Black Power's main competition in the event, Le Corfur from Germany with Frank Bartholomew. It's a Rolls-Royce Griffin. Drifting to his left, frantically trying to keep it in bounds, but losing speed. This is not a good run. And only making 80.83. Here we can see it from the camera on the sledge. And of course, that will have delighted Paul O. Jensen, who we see here with Black Power. Paul also from Scan. He was second in the Eurocup last year. Now he wants to go one better. 3 Keith Blacks giving him the power. And he does what is necessary. That's a full pull to Black Power. But Paul was not happy with the run. He says, well, we're not quite sure what was wrong. We've checked the motors and adjusted a few things, and we hope that that's good enough. Well, this is Green Spirit, the 7th, driven by 27-year-old Jeffrey Costanger. Also a single Griffin engine, hugging the left-hand line. But a good pull. 90.37 for Green Spirit. Now Black Power. Paul O. Jensen, the reigning European champion in this class. He's won the title 10 times. Now can he add the Eurocup to his list of successes?
Black Power!
Oh, getting into all sorts of problems. Then trying to pick up the pieces. But he is a long way short of Green Spirit, and that will annoy Paul. As we see it again from our end camera. He had wanted to put on a good show here at Herning, but that's tractor pulling. .73 for Black Power. And so we come to the final pull. Green Monster with Dirk Wessel from Fuchstop in Germany. A single Allison engine. 90.37 is the distance to beat. And Green Monster will have to accept second place today. 79.7 is the distance, and the result looks like this. So Black Power down in third place, but he's done enough to win the Eurocup. Green Spirit won on the day, and that victory moved him up to tie for second place with La Corfur. But as the Dutchman had a better final result, he takes second with the German third. As we go over to the victory rostrum, and a proud Paul O. Jensen with his first ever Eurocup. And here's Black Power in action once again. Now don't forget to go along if you can to a pulling event, you won't regret it. That's it from me. Enjoy your pulling. This is Roger England saying, stay safe. Bye.